Hi everyone. Today we are gonna see about arrays. So basically, what are arrays and how can we use an array? How can we define, declare, and instantiate an array? So an array is basically a sequence of same kind of data types. So here, we have a variable name called ARR. So we have a sequence of numbers. So these all are integers which are of same data types. So in array, the first number is indexed with 0. So we can access an element in an array by using the index. So the index always starts with 0. So we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and which are indexed with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we can see how to declare an array and how to access the element in an array. So I'm using edit plus. So okay, so class test and public. So this is the basic syntax of Java. So let me create an array. So in this, the int defines the type of the array. So here ARR is of type int and it stores, and the size of the array is 5, which means it stores 5 variables, 5 integers in the array. So if the array stores 5 integers, then the index starts with 0 and ends with 4. So let me show you. So in Java, we cannot declare an empty array. So this throws an error. So we need create a new array using the new keyword and in declare the size of the array. So I am declaring it as 5. So how to insert elements in an array? So to insert an element in an array, you have to use the index of the array, like ARR of 0 equal to 1, which means I'm storing the first integer in the 0th position of the array. So here in the 0th position of the array, I'm storing the integer 1. So likewise, I'm storing the remaining elements. So let me copy this and paste it. So this is 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So the index is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So we have declared an array and we have initialized the array with instantiate the array with the with its value. So to access an element of the array, you have to use the same index which we use to insert an element in the array. For example, system.out.println, I want to get the value of 1. I want to get the value 1. So how can I retrieve the value 1? So the value 1 is stored in the position of 0. So I have to print the array's 0th position element. So let me save it and run it. Java C test.java, and there is a error. So this also of type int. So integer array we are creating an integer array of using the new keyword, and here I'm specifying that there are 5 integers in the array. There are 5 integers in the array, so I have to use the int. So let me run again. Save first, saved, and running it again. So there is no error, and Java test. So I get the value 1. So what is 1? 1 is the value stored in the 0th position of the array. So to get all the values, I can use a for loop. So we can use two types of for loop. One is the default for loop, int I equal to 0, I less than 5, and I plus plus, and dot out dot print ln, I can print array of I. So I saved it, and let me compile it, and now run the file. So I get the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So how can we know a value like length of the array? So we cannot directly use the length of the array. So we can use, so in Java, array has a property called length. So we can call the property using array. So name of the array dot the property's name. So let me test it. System dot out dot println array dot length. So let me save it, and when I compile, so there is no compilation error and there is no runtime error. So the 5 is the length of the array. So by using the array dot length method, like the name of the array dot length property, we can get the length of the array. So I don't want to get, I don't want to insert an element in array like one by one. So we can use a for loop like same, int I equal to 0, I less than. So here I need to get the input from the user, like, so how many elements I need to store in array, and what are the elements to store in array. So first I create a scanner input. So import java dot util dot star. So I'm importing all the functions. So I'm creating a object for the scanner class. So the object name sc equal to new scanner, and inside it I have to give the name system.in. So I created the object for the scanner class, and by using this object I can get the elements and store it in the length of the array. So like int n. So n would be sc dot next int. So this n would be the length of the array, and now I can use it here. Sorry, plus plus, and I'm getting the input and storing it in the array element. So arr of I equal to sc dot next int. So now I need to access the elements in the array. So there is a method in the array class name called toString. So I can use it here like array dot toString. Let me save it and run it. So there is a compilation error. So there is a typo. So arr of I, and now save it and compile it. Now run it. So first I need to enter the length of the array. So I'm giving the length of the array as 4. Now I need to give 4 elements to be inserted into the array. So it should be, so the elements will be stored in the array in the order which I specify, like 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, and 5. So okay. So I need to give the array dot toString. So the toString method is of the array class, arrays dot toString, and the name of the array I need to be printing. So save it and now let me run it. Java C. There is no compilation error. And first I need to specify the length of the array, which is 4, and the values of the array, which is like 2, 3, 1, and 4. So here this is the toString method in the array class. So we have learned how to insert and how to declare an array, how to initiate an array. So we can also instantiate an array using, so we can also directly give a value of the array. So let me give a value like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now the value of the array are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let me print it. Length, and then to be printing system.out.println and the array values arr of I. Now let me save it. So first compilation and then execution. So the output of the code is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are the ways that we declare and instantiate an array. So inserting an array and how to print the values in the array, how to access an element in the array. So now let let me speak about the methods that array supports. So the methods that array supports are, so compare method, and next copy of, and then equals, and then fill, and then the main method sort. So we frequently use the sort method with the array, and we already seen about toString. So let's see one by one. So what is compare? So we already have an array arr. Let me create a new array which is a1, array 1. So which contains 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have the array arr 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and a1 as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me use the compare function. Println arrays. So when we using the methods of the array class, we should use the name array. So array class name dot the method compare arr comma a1. So let me save it and run it. So there is no compilation error and the output is 1. So which means the both arrays are different, but the output is 1. So what if the arrays are same? So what will be the output? So first I save it. There is no compilation error and the runtime and the output is 0. So compare returns 0 if the array values are same. So for example, If ARR1 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, so now what will be the output? -1. So see how 1, 0 and -1. So compares has a unique value, which means if ARR dot length is greater than A1 dot length, then the return value will be 1. If array dot length is equal to an exact same as length, then return 0. If array dot length is less than IA1 dot length, so I understand n, it returns -1. So if the length is equal, then it returns 1. So what if I give it 4? So the length is same, but the values are different. So now what will be the output? Compile, execute, and 1. So the arrays does not match. So this means if the length are greater than or equal to, then it returns 1. If the values matched, then the return will be 0. So we always need to check whether compare returns 0. So we always need to check whether compare returns 0. So next you see about copy of. So copy of is, as the name says, copy of an array. So we have an array which is ARR. So let me copy the array int A1 array equal to copy of. So we should use arrays dot copy of. So why we should use an array, which is the class name of the method. So copy of is a method and the class name of the method is arrays of ARR. So let me print system dot out dot println arrays dot to string A1. So remember, we cannot print an array value directly. So if we print an array value directly, it returns the address of the array. So let me compile. So there is an array. Arrays.copy of method integer array. So no subtable method found or okay. Let us see what it is. So copy of basically want us to determine the length of the array. So copy of takes two parameters, which is the array parameter and the length. So the length would be length. We save and run. So now it works perfectly. So what if we modified the length? Like though now the length of the array is 5. I just need to copy first three values. So then I need to subtract it by 2. So now it should be 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3. So copy of requires us to provide the array and the array length. So what length from starting to 0, how many integers and values should be copied. So this is the copy of, and now it's equals. So same as compare operator. So compare operator returns integer value 1, 0 and -1, but equals return boolean values. So true or false. Like example, we have an array 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I'll create an array, another array int a1 equal to 1, 2 and 3. So it does not check any length of the value, it checks whether the length are same and the values are in order. So example, system.out.println arrays dot. So we need to specify the capital A since the class name of the arrays is declared this way. So we need to type as it is. So equals and the both the arrays arr comma a1. So let me save and run this. So there is an error. So arrays dot equals. So there is no method it seems. So okay, the problem is we are given an integer array and an int, which means we have declared this as an integer. So now it is an integer array. So let's save it. Now, so let me clear everything. Java C test.java and Java test. So now it returned false, which means both the arrays are not the same. So when we give it as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, save, and now it should be printing true. Why? Because both the arrays are same. So compare returns integer value and equals return boolean value. So next, fill. So we use fill when we want to fill the entire array with a default value. So I have an array a1 of size 5. Now I need to fill the entire 5 values with 0. So I will use arrays dot fill a1 comma 0. Now let me print system.out.println a1. So we cannot print array as it is. So let me show that. So when we print an array as it is, it will return the address of the array. So like the hash value. So okay, here it will be int. Save it. Oh, so there is no compilation error. So here, if we try to print the array as it is, it returns a hash value. So we need to use arrays dot toString. So 0, 0 and 5 zeros. So the fill method is used when we need to fill the entire array with a default value. So this is the fill method. And next, the important method of all, sort. So let me create an array int a1 equal to like 3, 4, 7, 4, 1 and 0. So this is an unordered array, like it is not in ascending order or else descending order. So we need to sort the array by system dot out dot println arrays dot to string. So I need to sort the array. So we can use arrays ays dot sort a1. So let me print it. So there is an error. Void type not allowed here. So it means I have something wrong. Yes, so so I don't want to change this. So I'll cut this. uh, So I'm separating the values and a1. Now let me print, and now it's in sorted array. This, so the sort function sort method is used to sort an array using the array class. Okay. Now the last is toString. So we know what is toString does. So toString print the array for us instead of using a for loop. So toString int a1. So we can declare, we can instantiate an array by using either this also valid, or else this also valid, or else this also valid. So in Java we can declare an array by in any of these ways. So the toString method prints the array in the string format. So to arrays dot toString string a1. Save it. Compile. So we did not get any compilation error or runtime error. That means we can declare an array in any of these ways. So all these are same. You can also create an array of objects. So an array of objects is like, let me delete all this. So let me create a class, a new class called class student. So this student class has a name and an age. So the variables are, I'm declaring name as string name and int age. So I'm creating a constructor. So the constructor is nothing but a method with the name of the class, public student, and this constructor has two values which are string name and int age. So I'm assigning the argument name to the instance name. So this dot name. So this dot name refer to the instance variable name, and this dot age equal to age. Okay. So now let me create an object for the student. So student s1 equal to new student, and the name of the student is Rajesh. and the age of the student is 18. So age is integer, so let me give this way, and I want to create a second student equal to new. So then the name of this student is, let us get Vijay, and the age is 20. So I need to store these two objects in an array. So I want to create an array with the type of this student object. So the type would be student, and the array name arr equal to, so to specify an array we need to use a square brackets. New type of the array is student, and the size of the array is 2. Okay, so now let me insert the array values like arr of 0 equal to s1 and arr of 1 equal to s2. So the values of, so the object s1 will be stored in the 0th position of the array, and object s2 will be stored in the first position of the array. Now let us retrieve the objects like arr of 0. So arr of 0 gives the object s1, and we can get the name of the student by using dot name. So dot name. So we need to give this in the system dot println. The output will be, I saved it and compiled. So there is an error. So the error defines unclosed character little. So in Java, single quotes define the character. So character. So we are giving a string, so we need to use an double quotes. Now the compilation is successful, and when the output will be Rajesh. So why Rajesh? In the 0th position of the array, object student1 s1 is stored. So we are given the name of the student 1 as Rajesh. So we are getting the value as Rajesh. Like this, we can create any number of student array like object array. This is called an object array. So there are two types of data types, primitive and non-primitive. Array can store both primitive and non-primitive. Array can also store strings like string array a1 equals like Rajesh, Vijay. Let me close it, and now let me print the arrays dot to string a1. Saved it, compiled it. So there is an error. So there is a typo in the string. So now compilation successful. So the array is Rajesh and Vijay. So array can be of any type, primitive or non-primitive. So it can also be an object type. So that's it. So in the next video you will see the algorithms like two pointers, sliding window, and binary search, merge sort by implementing the concepts of array. Thank you.